Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you all for being here tonight. Woo! Give a round of applause for yourselves. Thank you all for being here. For those of you who are new to Next Generation Scholars, as Liam shared, my name is Vin Bowie, Executive Director of this program, and also very proudly an alum of Next Generation Scholars. As Liam shared, and I put some pictures on their table if you haven't already seen them, as of 3 weeks ago, I'm a new dad. Yeah, that's right. Just think of what the trench coat and share the pictures right there on the paper. But so with this new role, though, I've taken on a new boss at home. And this boss is, I will say, highly irrational, occasionally verbally abusive, sleeps on the job, and has demands every 2 to 3 hours. So if I seem a little off tonight and a little extra bags under the eyes, you'll know it's that newborn parent life. But becoming a parent has made something very clear to me. When you hold a child in your arms, you realize how much of their future depends on the stability, the opportunity, and the community around them. And here in Marin County, that reality is more complex than it appears. While Marin is one of the wealthiest counties in the country, nearly a quarter of households do not earn enough to meet basic needs. That's tens of thousands of families navigating housing costs, food insecurity, and economic pressure every single day. And in Center Fel, we see it early. Too many students, especially newcomers and first generation ones, are not reading at grade level by 3rd grade. And we know that if a child is not reading at grade level by 3rd grade, they are 4 times less likely to graduate from high school. That's not an education issue. That's a life trajectory issue. And that's where NGS steps in. We don't believe in short-term fixes and drop-in only support. We work with students on average 7 to 12 years, walking alongside them from elementary school summers through high school into college and into their careers. We provide academic support, mentorship, and guidance, but just as importantly, we listen. We listen to understand what our students need. We listen to understand what their families need. Because if a student is worried about housing, food, or navigating systems in a new language, academics alone won't solve that. We also invest in something that is harder to measure, but just as critical. We have a curriculum that intentionally develops durable leadership skills, the ability to think critically, solve problems, adapt, advocate for yourself, and show resilience when things get hard. Because success isn't about just getting into college. It's about having the skills to navigate life once you get there. That combination, that long-term support, deep relationships, and intentional leadership development is what sets NGS apart. And that's why we built this Scholar House right behind you. It's not just a program space, but as a place students can call a second home. Sometimes a third place, a place where they can truly belong. I know the power of that because I lived it firsthand. I grew up in low-income housing right here in Center Fel. Without the walls, you can see the apartments from here. Most afternoons, I was at Pickleweed Park in the canal, playing basketball until the lights came on. NGS became my second home. It was where mentors believed in me before I believed in myself. On a personal note, over the past 2 years, my wife and I have lost 3 of our 4 parents. We planned a wedding while grieving, celebrated milestones while saying our final goodbyes. Sometimes in the same week. Grief and joy didn't take turns. They showed up together. And through that, I came to understand something even more clearly. What it takes to create stability when life doesn't go according to plan. What it means to keep showing up for the people you love. I stand on their shoulders. I stand on the shoulders of a community that invested in a kid from the canal and treated his dreams like they were possible. That's why this work is so deeply personal to me. So as a new dad, I will share one more thing. We did name our son, but I've been told this is a very generous room tonight. So if anyone is interested in a naming opportunity, I'm open to conversations. Talk to me after the program. His name is Khoi, Khoi. Fittingly, in Vietnamese, it means to rise. Which feels right for tonight, because the theme of this evening is rising up together. Because none of us rises alone. No scholar reaches their potential alone. Tonight, you'll hear from Catherine, one of our current students, and from Angel, one of our alums. They are the reason we are here tonight. So as you listen, I invite you to remember this. Your support does not just fund a program. It creates stability where there isn't enough. It creates an opportunity where it's not always guaranteed. It creates the conditions for our scholars to build the skills and confidence they need to navigate whatever comes next. And as I think about the kind of world I want my son to grow up in, it's where every child has the same opportunity to rise. And that's the community we're building here at NGS together. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner.